out there in our community. So there are always some winners and some losers. But what we want is overall everybody to feel, and getting 8 out of 10 says that there's a significant proportion of the people feel that we're heading in the right direction. And so that's why that's so important. The eyesights. I think these are a fantastic asset for the community, but as anybody who's ever been down there knows, they do a lot of things in helping a lot of people, and they don't always produce much revenue. We had one illustration. We had both the eyesight managers at our last board meeting, and they could spend 20 minutes on somebody who's trying to decide what bus they book to get out on their way home, and then they decide they pick up one of these cheap fares for, and let's say it's $10, and we might earn $1 off that. So we spent 20 minutes, and you might have only earned $1. And when we had the storm here just a few days ago, the eyesight gets inundated with people asking for help, and where can they go to get help and stuff. Why do they ring the eyesights? Why don't they always ring the council? Who knows, but people do. So these are a community asset as much as they are a commercial asset. What we're saying is we want to make them, without destroying the community asset bit, which is very important, we want to make them more and more commercial. Find techniques to be able to get some of the less productive work done a different way, so that we can be more effective. Now this looks like a typical thing for archery, where you've got the outer circles going into the inner circle. And the reason that we've done this, and we've used this analogy in the SOI, is it really illustrates to you the importance of the boundaries between the various activities. What DGLT does in the middle is quite small. Nobody's suggesting that it's not important. It really is. It's like the bullseye. But what's more important are the bigger circles that are around it, which illustrates the collective partnerships that are there. If you go and look beyond the short term, what really matters more than anything else is this is a destination. Is it continuing to be more appealing to people? Clearly you've had some successes. The bypass has made this town a lot more attractive and a lot more buzzy. Some operators probably feel they've lost some revenue from that process, but I think as a visitor experience, the town has improved tremendously in the process. What that illustrates is there is always winners and losers, but overall, does it become a much more attractive place? And that's the key. This is a wonderful bit of real estate. Here's me standing talking to you people, and I've got that wonderful view behind me. And yet your ability to have the town and the lake close to each other is a challenge, as we all know. People want it for different reasons. But how you get the best balance out of a community good and a commercial, that's the challenge that we've got going forward. I've touched on the first bit, so I won't repeat it, which is that's where we're looking, and the issues around experience and our target markets. The most important thing that we've got locked at the back of our minds is the industry itself's got to pick up its own bed and start walking, and we're really trying to be a partner in that sort of process. So we'll leave that at that. Any questions?
Thank you, Paul. Okay, any questions from Councillors? Councillor Johnson?
It's more an observation to see the hub working as it has this year, mentioning the economic development Erupt Festival, because collectively we've changed, to me anyway, the mindset that if we all work together. So, I mean, I have seen a huge change in the last year, so it's probably a vote of thanks from being on the past board to seeing this new look model working in a positive manner.
And that principle is what I was talking about by getting clusters to be comfortable to work together. So yes, at times you compete against each other for market share, but isn't it in everybody's interest to grow the pie? Yeah. And not everybody sees that, but thankfully the more operators who see that, the greater the opportunity for partnerships.
Okay. Oh, well, Paul, Scott, Mr. Winter, Mr. Pearson, thank you very much for your presentation here today. It's, I think to all of us here, it's paramount that we keep trying to stimulate as hard as we can the visitor industry, the visitors to the town that create our economy and our employment and everything like that. So good to see an in-depth report like you've given here today, and I think most of us feel, including the Turangi councillors, that we are certainly on the improve from where we've been and to where we're going. I look forward to being with you on that journey. So thank you very much, and anything we can help with, please don't hesitate to ask. And again, thank you very much for your presentation here today.
Yeah, maybe just
Just
because you mentioned economic development and with Paul Callaghan's sad passing, I know because I've seen it about 4 or 5 times. He did a video about economic development and where tourism's place sits in that, I agree with the principle of what he's saying. This economy needs more high-value jobs. Unfortunately, what he didn't say in that is for any community to really be successful, it's got to be balanced. And I'm not 100% sure of the exact statistics here in Taupo, but tourism is a big employer of people. I've seen a stat that says it could be as high as 30% of people. So it's a question of we need the right mix of jobs, and we're very keen to see economic development in other areas go ahead, and so we're not negative, we're not fighting anything, but I think it is important that people don't get the wrong message from what was a wonderful guy, and stressing the importance of high value industries, and the geothermal in this area is a very good illustration of that. But and I'm saying this not because I'm in tourism, but tourism is a wonderful complement. You've got your expression in there. You want Taupo to be a great place to live, work and play. I can tell you, if it is, the visitor industry will always be a major contributor. As soon as it's not, the visitor industry won't be. It's a bit like the flowers they put at the end of the vines in a vineyard. You've got some disease present. It would tell you if you've got some disease present, and that's not good for your other industries either if it's not a pleasant thing. So.
Thank you very much, Mr. Winter. I personally agree with you. To me, at the moment, any job's a good job in Taupo, and I would like to say that the visit industry, you're probably right, does take approximately 30% of it. But just as an aside, I went to a Probus Club meeting the other day where there was 120 people in the room, and I asked them to put their hands up who was born in Taupo. No hands went up. I asked them to put their hands up who would like to leave Taupo, and again, no hands went up. So I think we're in pretty good hands. Yeah. So there is on the first page is a suggested resolution. It has 3 parts to it. That Destination Great Lake Taupo, DGLTB thanks for their presentation. That Council receives DGLT's 6-monthly report ending 31 December 2011. And that Council received DGLT's draft statement of intent for the 2012/13 year. And if I could have a mover for that, please. Move, Councillor Johnson. Seconder, please. Councillor Mincher. All those in favour?
Aye.
Thank you, Carrie. And again, thank you very, very much.
Thanks.